Hello Sagittarius and welcome to my channel GreenLion Goddess Tarot. You know, when I tune in for you over this period, which is September the 16th through to the 30th, we're moving from Virgo season into Libra season. I feel like when we get to that Libra season, this is where you're going to take some sort of giant leap. Some sort of giant leap forward or giant leap of faith. I just kind of, interesting. It's just like kind of got this pinnacle moment of like jumping over something. So going for it. So we've got as your cards, we've got the Queen of Crystals, comfort and prosperity, and the Five of Feathers, strategy and resilience. Now, I feel like you're just getting out of the comfort zone. This Queen of Crystals is where you're in this little comfort zone, you know, happy little hedgehog in a little hole going, this is all comfortable, you know, but then it's like, yeah, but I'm just feeling this need to go out of that comfort zone, to go exploring, to be this little armadillo, put my armor on. I'm just like, right, I'm going out. I'm going into new terrain. I'm just going to go see what's out there. I'm going to just take a chance on this, or I'm going to like really just, it's interesting. It comes through with strategy and resilience. So it is saying, yeah, you've got to put your armor on, protect yourself in a way. You got to be strong to do this. But it's kind of like, yeah, you can't just, if you stay in this comfort zone, you're probably going to get bored, or it's probably going to have this energy of feeling a bit stagnant. So I just feel like it's kind of, even though it feels like it's not quite as, you know, it's not as safe territory, because you're going out into the wild, quite literally, into the unknown, and like you don't know what's out there. You're strong. You got your armor on, like I said, but it just feels better. Like it feels like I can't stay in that suffocating kind of comfort zone any longer. So yeah, you're off on this adventure, but you've got a strategy, you've got a plan. So you're not just kind of leaping into the unknown like the fool might do. It's like, well, if I'm going to do this, I'm going to have, and part of the strategy and the plan is what strengthens it, what gives you resilience as well. So I almost feel like, it kind of feels like, you know, the image I'm getting here with this Queen of Crystals is, you could stay there, but at some point you're going to run out of everything that you need. Like you're going to run out of food or money or just stimulation of some sort. You know, it's nice, but it's kind of like I need to go off and go exploring to get something new happening here, something that's kind of progressing, or something that's productive, or something that can bring in a little bit of more of what I'm looking for. So yeah, it just has that energy to it. So I don't feel like it's like you're being forced out. It's not like things are running out and you're like, I have to go. It's like I want to go because I'm just going a bit stir crazy. So yeah, and there's things out there that I want. So let's see what's shifting and changing for you, Sagittarius. My goodness, that just fully like dove over there. We've got one date, Jupiter Sagittarius, okay? Every which way you could go in which direction do you want to go in? You could go in like any direction here. There's 360 degrees. That's why you need a plan. It's kind of like you could get out and go, whoa, it's a whole wide world out here. Which direction do I go in? It's like, you know, something with the one date is ready to expand. Absolutely. With this Jupiter Sagittarius, it's like it's an optimistic energy. It's wanting more freedom. It's wanting expansion. It's wanting to expand into new territories, new domains, travel. So yeah, it just feels like, yeah, really expansive energy. But like I said, it needs that strategy. Otherwise, you could just be like, you know, if someone's given you like a around the world trip, like a plane ticket, gifted it to you, where would you go? You do need, like, you could get overwhelmed by the choice, really, if you had that choice. But then it could also be a sense of, well, you know, maybe I need to have a strategy. I'll go here first, then go there, and then there. And that's kind of what's coming in with it. Not in a boring way, but just in a way that it will help with the kind of overwhelm. It could be a very brainstorming energy to come through with it, Sagittarius. You know what, that shuffle just didn't feel right. So I'm going to talk about the fact that this reading is for Sagittarius, Sun, Moon and Rising. And I always recommend to kind of watch all three of your placements if you know where they are, because it gives you the fuller picture of what's going on for you. This is a general reading, Sagittarius, so just take what feels right, trust your intuition and leave the rest. And if it does really resonate, you want to know what else is coming on the path, then there is an extended reading, and the link for that is in the description box below. And in the description box below, there will also be a link to my services, which includes healings, readings, gift certificates, all of the above. So you might be interested in that as well. So we've got the Nine of Wands come out crossed by the Wheel of Fortune, which is the Jupiter energy. So there's a part of you that's kind of just soul weary about the fact that maybe there's been no change, or maybe there's been too much change that's coming in. And I don't know why they're making me shuffle so much, Sagittarius, but it's kind of almost like you have to wait for the right time to feel, like for something to feel really right, like it's at the right frequency before you can proceed and move on. And then something unexpected might come where you're like, well, I wasn't, I was packing, I was ready, I had a plan, then something else comes in and it sort of shifts and changes that plan slightly. So there may require a little bit of adaptability, but there's a bit of a blur energy around at this moment of just being in this comfort zone at the moment. So yeah, you're getting brave. You kind of like been gathering this strength for a while now. Focus on your strengths, absolutely. So here you are, the King of Fire coming in. So you're ready to take action. Here you are. Okay, you do end up, all right, interesting. Okay, the Three of Pentacles, my goodness. All right, you do end up coming back home. We've got the Queen of Crystals, okay? This is where you go off out into the big adventure. You come back and go, look what I got. I've got this 10 of Pentacles. But in the meantime, you've been the Emperor, like I need to get out and do something, okay? I'm going stir crazy. 9, so positive result about heading out, but you do come back, which is nice. So the 9 of Wands, this is kind of where you're closer than you think, but you may not know it. There's a tiredness, a fatigue. You might just be tired in general, but it also might be that there's a soul weariness. This is the wounded warrior. There's a lot being thrown at you, and you've possibly met a lot of those challenges, or, but at the same time, you've developed some resilience, absolutely, some strength. But it's kind of a bit like, what next? What's going to be thrown at me next? You are crossed by the Wheel of Fortune. So there's a part of you that potentially is, I feel like there's like a little part of you that's not ready for this expansion because of this weariness or tiredness or just suspicion of like, what are you going to throw at me next? But there's also another part of you that's just ready to kind of just open up and go for it. So that's why we've kind of got these both parts here with the Queen of Crystals and the Five of Feathers, in that one part wants to stay in a little comfort zone and one part's ready to get out. So it's finding the balance between the two, which I think you do eventually. It's interesting because this Wand 8, they were saying it often means coming home, a homecoming of sorts, but it's also means just coming home to where your spirit feels like good and free, where it feels happy. And so for the Sagittarius energy, it's not going to be happy just in this little stable comfort zone. It kind of needs the freedom to go exploring. And so it's just finding the sense of, what does home mean to you? Like what energies do you feel most at home in, and finding that balance in between the two. So I kind of feel the whole idea of coming home is coming back to this sense of freedom, free-spiritedness, but it's also like at the end of the day, after the big adventure, you actually do want to come home to somewhere that feels good, like quite literally like a physical home. So this whole idea of home is going to be really integral to this period and how you find that balance between the two. So we have in your conscious mind the World card, and this is quite literally wanting to step out into the world, see what's out there. Your world might be changing at this point in time, but the World card is basically a combination of energies, of cycles. So it may be that's like the change of season, which we're going through at this moment. With the transition phase, it's like the little hedgehog's been in its little in its little hole, and then it's like there's been a change of season, so you've got to go out and harvest whatever's happening in this season, or go seek what's happening at this moment in time. Maybe there's some nuts that have fallen to the floor that you kind of want to harvest, just speaking of animals. But the World card is the completion of cycles, potentially you're wanting something to end, a cycle of monotony perhaps to end, and you're like, I just want to be freed from that. But yeah, the World card is seeking endings, it's seeking completion, it's seeking a sense of feeling whole as well, which is kind of why we're getting this coming home energy, which is interesting. But the World card, is like the fulfillment of the culmination of those energies. So I actually do see a big culmination here coming in with this end outcome. So that's interesting. We have at the base the Four of Cups. So this is where you kind of just something's emotionally off and you're going, not sure if I want that. I'm searching for something deep. I'm searching for something more. This is where you could be feeling just a bit meh about something, a bit blur, a little bit like bored even, restless, disillusioned. It can be any of those sort of things. It comes in when it's like, just not sure if I'm connecting with what's on offer at this moment in time. So this is kind of the search for something more that's coming in on a deeper kind of emotional level. So this is kind of what's happening deep down. We have in the recent past the Strength card. So a lot has been happening that has required your strength and resilience. Perhaps you've been really, you've been like this Nine of Wands. You've been really brave, taking on whatever the universe has thrown at you. And the Strength card comes in when, it has been required of you, absolutely. But it's also when you are gathering your strength, you're gathering your forces, you're about to go back out again like this little armadillo. And so it comes in when you're about to kind of take something on and take this big leap that I was seeing. So it's kind of comes in when you kind of know you're about to do something big or that requires a little bit of your strength and bravery. And so it's kind of you're harnessing this energy that comes through. In the near future, interestingly, we've got the Eight of Swords. So this is where you're coming up against some kind of restriction or limited ways of thinking. So whether this is your own or somebody else's, potentially, the Eight of Swords is kind of where you're visiting the cage that you've made for yourself and having a look at it or not being able to see it clearly. Or because this Eight of Swords, those binds are pretty loosely held around this character, could easily be free. They're blindfolded. They can't see something. There's something coming up ahead that potentially you can't see. At this moment, there could be some sort of unexpected surprise that comes in with it, which is, you have stepped out into the unknown in some way. And so it's like, there's something that you might not see coming. So we'll see, because it looks good to me, whatever it is. But it might just be that you kind of, this might just be a culmination of this energy of frustration, of just feeling really restricted. And that's going to be enough to kind of push you out of the comfort zone as well. So that could be that energy. If it is, listen to it. What part of your life you're feeling really frustrated, restless, bored, that's where they want you to kind of, come out of that in some way. Take a leap of faith or go exploring new terrains, new energies around it. You're the King of Wands, so you're ready. This is the King of Fire, like we said. It's like ready to take action. You're like, right, action, let's do this. So that's why if you do come up against like some kind of restrictions, just say you've booked a trip and like a world travel or world trip, and suddenly like it gets delayed or there's a cancellation or you have to fly to a different city first or something happens or you have to change planes. There's something that could come through with that it's very Mercury retrograde kind of energy, because we are in Mercury retrograde. So just don't worry too much if there's some sort of like change of plans or something happens where you can't see something coming. I don't think that's going to stop you for very long, if it does. But this King of Wands is like, I'm ready. I'm ready, stepping into a leadership position, ready to take action, courage of the conviction. Okay, so feeling quite passionate about something, perhaps connecting into your passions. Energy surrounding you, got the Knight of Pentacles, so this is where things are moving slow. Okay, so there's all this fire wanting to go somewhere and you're up against like restrictions, slowness, and you're like, frustrating. But it is kind of potentially forcing you to take something slow, or it's saying, if it's not moving slow, that's actually a positive thing. If this is not what that's pertaining to, it could just mean that you're thinking of your long-term future, which is actually coming in with that Knight of Pentacles. So this is something that you can rely upon, depend upon, maybe with this Queen of Pentacles as well. I think, you know, it's like thinking longer term as well. That's the thing. You're shooting the arrow far. And so if you come up against something like this Eight of Swords, it's like, yeah, well, I just have to put up with a little something to get to where I want to get to. I'm still holding that further down vision of where I'm going, which is really important. Hopes and fears, we've got the Seven of Swords. This is the plan. This is the strategy and the plan. So is it working or isn't it working? Do you have to reevaluate? This could be an exit strategy. So, but yeah, the Seven of Swords is kind of like the plan. It seems to be important for whatever reason. But there may be, with all these, the planets in retrograde and, you know, Mercury retrograde, there may be some evaluations, shifts and changes of plan. But that's okay, because look at this outcome here that comes in, like boom. Queen of Pentacles, like, I don't want to stay. This is the Queen of Crystals. That is the Queen of Pentacles here. I don't want to stay in this comfort zone. I'm the Emperor, okay? I'm no longer the King of Wands. I've gathered my strength and now I'm the Emperor. And I'm like, boom, I am doing something here. I'm going to go out and achieve something and make something happen. And look what you come back with the Ten of Pentacles. So this little armadillo goes, right, I'm searching for nuts and I'm going to bring it back as, you know, as some kind of, you know, achievement. And I've got the most I could possibly get. You know, I've done really well with something. So this is success and achievement that comes through, which is really fantastic, through just quite literally stepping out of that comfort zone. But like I said, it is like the Queen of Pentacles there is, it's like you return back home and go, hey, look what I've got. I'm coming back. I've got my little pile of nuts and, you know, we're set again. Let's have a feast. So it's kind of like a culmination energy. There's something really successful that comes in amidst the frustration that comes through. It could be, you know, that the Ten of Pentacles is a very ambitious energy, I have to say, but this leap of faith is going to pay off. So the ambition kind of works, which is good. You kind of, you might go, I'm going out to achieve this, and people might go, you know, you're crazy, which might be what this Eight of Swords is. You're not going to be able to do that. And then you're like, I can and I will, because you're the Emperor. And then you come back with it and it's like, victorious, and they're like, oh wow, okay. So trust in yourself, believe in yourself, let that frustration or motivate you to do what it is that you need to do and get what it is you need to get and achieve what it is that you need to achieve at this moment in time. And there's success around it, which it just cracks me up. It's like this, like, you know, I am doing this and nobody is stopping me. So it just cracks me up. So as an overall energy, we've got the Three of Pentacles. This is, yeah, I mean, it's still working with other people. It still is, but you just got to do your thing. There's an ascension energy here. There's a sense of collaboration and productivity as well. So I do feel like this could be a very productive time in terms of, you know, what it is that you're working on, especially on that earthly realm in terms of what you want to bring in. So you might have a really great time, like in terms of you might make a little bit more money or achieve some sort of worldly success where you get like some sort of worldly recognition or possession or some sort. Perhaps, you know, there's something comes into the home, like you order a new table or something, and it's like, good, it's big, it's solid, it's well made, we're going to keep this one. So it's just something that you kind of bringing in that is like, yep, almost like triumphantly bringing it in. But it is requiring a lot of your skills, gifts and abilities. It's something you're going to value. It's something that's going to be there. If it's a possession, it's something well made that you're going to want for long term. And yeah, it's something that can sustain you for a longer period of time, that has this success with it, with the Three of Pentacles, but very productive, like some very great results with productivity that's coming in. So yeah, you might get some really good results around that. So let's see, by being this boss energy of the Emperor, which is fantastic. So let's pull an affirmation card for you, Sagittarius. Let's pull an affirmation card. This reading just makes me smile so much. Okay, I prosper wherever I turn. Of course you do. I now see opportunities for abundance everywhere. That's because you've gone out of the comfort zone. I am blessed and prospered. Look at you. Of course you are. And look at what you've come back with. Now, prosperity doesn't have to necessarily be purely money. It just is some sort of success. You might go to the shops and get a really good deal on something and go, right, so it can be anything. Oh my gosh, everything I touch is a success. Wow. My goodness, Sagittarius, this is really amazing. This is a great time to, like, whatever it is that you want to do, just do it. And especially if it is to do with money, success, prosperity, everything I touch is a success. Okay. I now establish a new awareness of success. I know I can be successful as I make up my mind to be. And this might be, you know, where you've seen that you've held yourself back or restricted yourself in the past. It's about what's going on inside your mind there with that one, because it's the swords. I can be as successful as I make up my mind to be. Fantastic. I move into the winning circle. That's quite literally what the Emperor is doing. Golden opportunities are everywhere for me. Prosperity of every kind is drawn to me. Wow. So that is really amazing, Sagittarius. It really is. So I think you might have a very, a peak, like just peak achievement, a little boon of some sorts, really a lot of success coming in. And look at this, we've got the tree, which represents growth, okay? The nuts have fallen or the fruit has fallen from the tree. You can go out and harvest it at this moment in time, but this is the tree, you know, ready to branch out, quite literally, ready to grow. It's something that's got some really good deep roots, some strong foundations. So it's sturdy, this tree. It's not like a little, you know, seedling. It's, you know, a big sturdy tree. You've got something like, this is what they're saying, the strengths to fall back on, that you can branch out now. And so that actually, yeah, it just feels like a really positive time. Believe in yourself, okay? You've got the Midas touch in this period and just kind of go for stuff. So, and like I said, if you get a little bit of the Eight of Swords where it's like, don't get put off by anything that gets kind of like, there might be a little bit of like something that gets change of plans or cancelled or something like that. Don't put that off. Don't let that get you put off. There's success here for the taking. So that's it, Sagittarius. That's your reading. I'm going to take it over to the extended reading now. We're going to see. So the Emperor's coming back home victorious, going, look what I've got, the 10 of Pentacles. Fantastic. And so let's see what happens after this. You know, where is this all going? Everything you touch is success. So, and you're going to prosper. So let's just see what other energies are coming through. I want to explore a little bit more this near future with the Eight of Swords. So we're going to look at that, explore that, and we're going to go further into the future here with the Emperor and his 10 of Pentacles, which is, you know, it's not gender specific. We've all got masculine and divine feminine in us. So, and yeah, we're going to ask, you know, just go further into the future. Plus, we're going to work out the best way, ask the best way to manage and work with the energy to get the optimum results. And there's some really good results to be had in this one. So yeah, I think that's going to be really useful information. So that is all in the extended reading. Love it if you come over. The link is in the description box below. Usually pin the link to the comments as well. And any links to the link to my other services is also in the description box below. So please like, subscribe, share, leave a comment. Sagittarius, love to hear how this is resonating. Also, you know, any of those things helps with the growth of the channel and helps support the channel. And take care.